Monaco is one of the toughest tracks in terms of driver workload because there's very little time where the driver can make changes on his steering wheel.
First of all, you're thinking about the driving lines, the braking points, your driver inputs in terms of your steering, your pedals. You're thinking about the tires, you're thinking about the settings, how you can make most out of those during each corner of the lap, and you're really in the moment. And you always, when you go to a corner, you recall the last time you've been through that corner before and what can you do better.
On top of that, you can adjust the balance of the car with the rotaries and the buttons on the steering wheel. You can adjust the brake balance or the shaping of the brake balance within the braking event. You can adjust the differential, which can make the car more understeer or oversteery. And you can also increase or decrease the engine braking, again, to affect the balance of the car. One lap is just maximum performance over the 3.3 kilometers of Monaco and is only 70 seconds. So it's a very quick lap. There's practically no straight lines. Even what is classified as straights in Monaco, you always have some steering lock on, and the time between corners, it's minimal. It's at best 5 seconds into the first corner and 7 seconds around the fast corner in the tunnel. The driver is so busy with steering wheel, throttle and brakes that there's very little time left for any other type of adjustment. Monaco is a very punishing track. There's no runoffs. You just got barriers or concrete walls. So the driver needs to build up his speed through the weekend, step by step. If you make a mistake, it's a big, expensive crash and sometimes can get you out of qualifying altogether if you make a mistake in FP3, for example.
As a driver during a hot lap, there's quite a few things that you're consistently thinking about. It's not just, driving, obviously. There are some inputs that with practice, they become pretty automatic. Example, qualifying laps in practice. You're really trying to bring on the muscle memory for certain things, and you start to know exactly in which corners, which settings you prefer to use. And also, I would say shift points. That's a pretty common thing that first becomes pretty automatic, and we obviously have the shift lights, but we also have shift beep into our ear, so that really helps that.
There are about 25 upshifts and 25 downshifts around Monaco, and you can adjust your diff or brake balance a couple of times maybe in some specific places. On top of that, you have loops where you have more than 180 degrees of steer, so you tend to cross your arms there. And sometimes actually we see some unwanted button changes there, because the steering wheel gets very close to his legs and maybe the driver's bumping a rotary or a button. So we tend to install some specific guards, glue on the steering wheel, some guards that will protect the rotaries that are getting close to the driver's legs.
There's many things in the steering wheel that corner by corner we're changing in terms of brake bias. We have a bit of radio communication with the team, with different engine settings. Obviously we're shifting non-stop, up and down, and you want to be accurate with that. Got the DRS at the back of the wheel and these things. So it's all about practice, all about repetitions and preparation, and it doesn't come easy, but easier for sure.
It's a slow track. The top speed is around 290 kilometers, so we don't get to 8th gear. We have only 7 gears to play with. And Loves is the slowest corner of the whole championship, where we take first gear there and we get very close almost to the idling speed of the engine. Being only 3.3 kilometers and a slow track, the upshifts and downshifts are not as many as at other venues, but I can guarantee that the driver has got a lot on his plate.
Your vision and being able to react what you see is crucial. Where we're actually looking at in the car, normally on the straights, it's a lot of the times is the shift lights on the wheel. You want to be accurate in the shifting. You're always looking at the lines as well, trying to avoid any bumps on straight, not to scrub any speed. And then when you're coming to a corner, you're looking at the line and then you're looking at the brake point. And during braking, you start to shift your focus to the apex. and during the apex you start to shift your focus and your eyes towards the exit of the corner to make sure that you use the exact line that you really planned to do, and then that kind of repeats corner by corner.
It's important to be consistent. It's important to build your speed throughout the weekend and making sure you're not putting your foot wrong. So it's just a continuous crescendo trying to build up that ultimate lap time.
For me personally, in terms of workload, Monaco is the toughest because there's no time to rest. It is literally corner after another, and even the straights, they're not really straights. It's always turning a bit, and I would say the main straight in Monaco is the biggest breathing space we get, but even that goes pretty quickly with a car. It's really challenging, really mentally loading, and you're all the time picking up different reference points to make you fast.